The Red Sea is heating up fast. Turkey is entrenched. The Gulf states are expanding. Berbera. And now, the United States is pushing for influence in Berbera. Not loudly, not dramatically, but strategically. As global powers compete for control of the Red Sea corridor, Washington is recalculating its position, and Somaliland is suddenly part of that equation. Welcome to Somaliland Voice Network, where we unpack the power plays shaping Somaliland's future. Tonight, we break down Somaliland's strategic value, the US push for influence in Berbera, and what this could mean for the region and beyond. But here's where the story becomes even more interesting. The US push for influence in Berbera is not happening in isolation. It is unfolding at a time when Somaliland is increasing its global visibility. In 2026, Somaliland representatives attended the World Economic Forum in Davos, a platform where world leaders, investors, and policymakers shape global narratives. That matters. Davos is not just a conference, it's a signal. It signals that Somaliland is no longer operating only in regional circles. It is stepping into global economic diplomacy. Now connect the dots. On one side, the United States needs reliable partners along the Red Sea. On the other side, Somaliland is presenting itself as stable, democratic, and investment-ready on global platforms. This convergence is not accidental. Washington may still officially support Somalia's territorial integrity, but strategic engagement with Somaliland has been growing through defense conversations, port assessments, and congressional interest. Recognition, today, is no longer a fringe topic. It is being discussed more openly in policy circles, especially as Red Sea instability intensifies, China expands influence in Djibouti, and Western powers look for trusted security footholds. The question is no longer, why Somaliland? The question is, if Berbera becomes strategically essential to US security interests, how long can Washington separate strategy from status? Recognition may not come tomorrow, but geopolitics has a history of turning strategic necessity into political reality, and Somaliland understands this moment. Amid regional chaos, Somaliland stands out for its stability. Since declaring independence from Somalia in 1991, it's built a peaceful, functioning state with democratic elections and its own institutions. Yet no country officially recognizes it, leaving it locked out of global financial systems. Despite this, Somaliland has fostered a strong national identity and maintained peace on its own terms. Its 530-mile coastline along the Gulf of Aden puts it at the southern entrance to the Red Sea, overlooking the Bab el-Mandeb. This location offers a commanding position over vital shipping lanes. For global powers, Somaliland is a rare combination, a stable, cooperative partner in a strategic spot. As competition in the Red Sea heats up, Somaliland's unique status makes it an increasingly attractive base for international operations. At the heart of Somaliland's importance is the port of Berbera. Recently modernized by DP World, Berbera can now handle the world's largest ships and serve both commercial and military needs. Next to the port is the Berbera airfield, one of Africa's longest runways, built for the Cold War and upgraded by NASA. This rare combination of port and airfield offers unmatched logistics and crisis response capabilities. For the US, Berbera is a potential alternative to Djibouti, now crowded with rival bases. For Ethiopia, it's an economic lifeline. For Israel, a strategic outpost. Somaliland's government is leveraging Berbera to attract investment and push for international recognition. By offering access to key partners, it's trading strategic value for economic growth and legitimacy. Berbera is Somaliland's crown jewel, and its ticket to the world stage. While the US and China dominate headlines, Israel is quietly deepening ties with Somaliland. Israel's Red Sea trade depends on secure shipping lanes, threatened by instability and Iran-backed Houthis in Yemen. Somaliland, a stable non-Arab partner, offers Israel a valuable vantage point in the Gulf of Aden. This partnership enhances intelligence and security for both sides, built on shared concerns over extremism and Iranian influence. For Somaliland, ties with Israel mean access to security expertise and a potential pathway to US favor. This quiet courtship adds complexity to regional dynamics. An Israeli foothold would alarm Iran and unsettle some Arab partners. Yet for both, the strategic logic is clear. In the murky world of Red Sea geopolitics, their alignment is a pragmatic response to shared threats. Somaliland hopes this relationship will strengthen its case for international recognition. In a region of shifting alliances, their partnership is a sign of new realities. The US faces a strategic dilemma in the Horn of Africa, with Berbera at the center. Its main base in Djibouti is now uncomfortably close to China's military installation, raising security concerns. Berbera offers the US a chance to diversify, reducing reliance on Djibouti and countering China's influence. The port and airfield provide unmatched logistical and surveillance capabilities for US operations across Africa and the Middle East. Somaliland's stability and eagerness to partner make it an appealing alternative to troubled Mogadishu. Somaliland has offered the US a lease on Berbera in exchange for recognition, a direct appeal that's gaining traction in Washington. Recognizing Somaliland would upend decades of US policy and risk angering African allies, but the strategic imperative is strong. Somalia's desperate offer to grant the US control of Berbera, an asset it doesn't hold, only highlights its weakness. For a secure foothold, the US must deal directly with Somaliland. The stakes are high, but the opportunity is historic. Berbera's rise is shaking the Horn of Africa. Somalia sees a US-Somaliland partnership as an existential threat, fearing it will lose its claim to unity. Djibouti faces economic and strategic competition, as Berbera could divert trade and military partnerships. Ethiopia views Berbera as a strategic necessity, reducing its dependence on Djibouti and fueling its growth. These shifts put Ethiopia at odds with Somalia, but align it with Somaliland. China and Iran are watching warily. A US or Israeli presence in Berbera would complicate their ambitions. The competition for Berbera is now a regional drama, with every actor recalibrating. The fate of the Horn is being rewritten around this port. Berbera is more than a port, it's a symbol of shifting global power. Here, local aspirations for statehood meet the strategic calculations of superpowers. For Somaliland, Berbera is leverage for long-sought recognition. For Ethiopia, a gateway to prosperity. For the US, a counter to China. The world's reliance on fragile supply chains makes a stable port in this region invaluable. Decisions made about Berbera will have global consequences. Recognition of Somaliland could redraw the map and set new precedents. Ignoring Somaliland risks ceding advantage to rivals in a critical corridor. The stakes are high, and Berbera's future will shape the region's destiny. From forgotten outpost to global pivot, Berbera shows how local realities can reshape the world's grand strategies.